How did Jesus change water into wine? Water is a frequency. Wine is a frequency. Now, I can tell you how, with our limited knowledge, we can do that. I can take a seed that has the potential or the DNA makeup to grow into a grape. And I can plant that. And I can put water on that. And finally, a stalk comes up, or vine, I should say. And these vines of grapes. Now, these vines of grapes depend on water. When you water a seed and then you water the growth of the plant, you're transferring the water into various molecules. That grape juice, that's water that has had a change in frequency because of the environment that the water was now placed in. It was placed into the ground. It was sucked up into the plant. It sprouted out. But all of that juice, that's water. That's a frequency change. But it ain't wine yet. So you got to take it now. You're taking the grapes and you are smushing them, and then you allow that juice to ferment. When that juice ferments, it can become wine. There's a lot of things it can become, but wine is the goal here. And when it becomes wine, water has now had a frequency change. And when water's frequency changes, it's now wine. Now, the Bible doesn't say that Jesus did that. It doesn't say that he had time to actually go plant seeds and grab water and do all of those things. So unless you don't believe this really happened, Jesus was clearly someone who had mastered the ability to manipulate frequency, because he was able to do it instantaneously. So there's a slow way to do things, and there's a long way to do things. He was clearly able to do it instantaneous. You ever seen a man walk on water, like physically walk on water? You got to change your frequency to do that. You ever seen a man take a fish and a loaf of bread and multiply it? I mean, when you got hungry people right there, you don't have time to go and let fish mate and then let their kids be born and then let them mate. You don't have time for any of that. You don't have time to grow more bread. If you take a loaf of bread and you take a fish and you're able to feed the multitudes, thousands of people, hundreds of people, in order to do that, you have had to have mastered frequency manipulation. So who is your spiritual guru? Who is your idol of sorts in your religion? Is it just God? Is it Jesus? Is it Moses? Is it Buddha? Is it Muhammad? All of these people did things that we can't understand. So either they didn't really do it, and these are allegories, these are analogies, or they were able to master frequency. From my perspective, mastering frequency makes every miracle or so-called miracle that you're talking about right now make sense.